Hey everybody, it's free to play bust with expedition number 178. Let's see what it is. Oh, cool! It's a new one. It's the Blood on the Ice Darius, and it starts with the arena. So this is the one that we'll take here. Um, the idea behind Blood on the Ice is there's two parts to it. Uh, there's the arena. If you're not familiar with the arena, your strongest ally, the weakest allies, and the weakest enemy allies strike each other. And then the idea being is that you're going to frostbite your opponent's unit, and then their zero attack unit is going to single combat with your biggest one. The other thing going on here is this has a lot of the five attack matters Trifarian theme, and so we'll see what we can pull off with it. I think it pairs with Ashe, and that's kind of interesting with Ashe as well, since she has 5 attack. Assuming that you pair this up with Ashe, you kind of really need to be pairing this with a Freljord champion. So we're just kind of at the mercy of what the game gives us. If we're showing like a Braum, it kind of suck, but we still have to go with it. But nonetheless, Blood on the Ice is one of the new card pools. Let me pull it up on the site here real quick. If you're not familiar with the site, it's ftpbus.com. I have finished the set review for Call of the Mountain. All of the YouTube video guides that I make are available in the guide section. And then the tier list is the next thing that I'll be going to update. I don't like to put out tier lists right when the sets come out. I have to play with it for a week or two. And then the Expedition Helper is fully up to date. I finished that off today. Um, and so with this, we're going to go down to Darius. He has 3 card pools now. So click on Blood on the Ice, and this is what's happening here. And so kind of like I said, this pool is centered around the Noxkraya Arena. Even if we aren't paired up with like Ashe, then we typically do have a lot of big units. Our big units can just slam into our opponent's small units. Not a big deal. But beyond that, this does have the 5-drop theme. The payoff cards being Trifarian Assessor and Reckoning, and then just has all of the big boys in it from the Noxus side. As far as this goes, though, the early game is pretty weak. It only has Legion Saboteur as the 1-drop, the 5/2 as the 2-drop, and then Reckless Tefarian can't block. And so there's not a whole lot of early game in this card pool, so we're most certainly going to have to pair it up with something early. But this is one of these things where if it goes late, we should be pretty fine. Darius is great late game, has a bit of interaction in Whirling Death and Calling Strike. Calling Strike also pairs to that Frostbites matter kind of theme, even though we don't want to be playing Brittle Steel plus Calling Strike, taking 2 cards to do it. But with Ashe and Frostbite Archer and the such, they all play pretty well with Calling Strike. So no early game, no mid game, has great late game, and has a bit of interaction in it. So we're going to have to find the early and mid game from somewhere else. But we know what's happening here. We're going to take Blood on the Ice, and I think we're stuck just taking this Enlightenment Trundle. We have to dive in on Freljord. I know that the cards we want don't live in this card pool, but there's just no 2 ways around it. I still think at least like the 2 things going for this are that the late game that we're looking to build out of Enlightenment, be that the just kind of like big dude strategy. Big dudes play well with the arena, and this ramp should play off kind of interestingly here as well. There also are a lot of kind of beefy units if we're trying to play five attack units matter, and playing whatever the 8 cost to regenerate troll is pretty reasonable pairing of things. So here also I'm wanting to try out Voices of the Old Ones. I think this +2 mana gems is pretty interesting. Also, activates all of your beholds. The more I think about this, the more I think we can make something nice out of this. But I do want to pull up the Trundle here. I'm pretty sure there's no Frostbites in Enlightenment. There's no. Oh, it does have Harsh Winds. Got Harsh Winds and Flash Freeze. Doesn't have the Shaman, the 5-cost unit. We're wanting to go that way. So it's just got those 2, but we can maybe pick up a few out of wild packs. Okay, so interesting. So yeah, the thing here with the Enlightenment Trundle, this is just centered on getting up to maximum mana and doing big things, be that She Who Wanders or War Mother's Call. It has kind of 2 themes going for it. It's got this AoE theme with the Avalanche and Icequake. That's how we're going to survive the early game. And then it's also got this ramp theme to it between Cattle to the Aeons, Faces of the Old Ones, Wolf Rider, that card that we just had pulled up, Voices of the Old Ones, and Weirding Stones. Of those, I really only like the stones and the voices, and then Cattle to the Aeons is okay. I don't really like playing the high roll faces, hoping that we have a card to behold, and then wiping him away with Avalanche. All in all, kind of awkward. And so, this does fill in some of the gaps. This helps with the mid-game plays. Troll Ravager is absolutely a fantastic unit to just stall out the board. And so I think we have a lot that we can get going on here and get a nice little control deck together that can hopefully take advantage of the arena. So let's jump on in. Okay. Trying to think of how we want these to pair out. I didn't call out on the Blood on the Ice pool. It does have this like minor Yetis theme in it. You know, the Yetis playing well with Trifarian Assessor. I don't want to dive into it like fully, but I think this is the best set of cards that we can get here. We're going to really have to push towards managing our early game, and I think just picking up a 1-drop and then Ancient Yeti coming down for 3 or 4 mana are what we need to be focusing on here. So I think we're okay to snatch that one up. Okay, let's see how many high roll Yetis we get, because we're not going to pass on Harsh Winds. That's a pretty easy take. Okay, look at this. They continue. We can just have so many Ancient Yetis. Ice Yeti. I mean, I don't really like it, but it does provide additional Frostbites. I really only like this if we're playing with Ash. So I think we're going to run in and take the removal spell. I'm okay with the Augur of the Old Ones, but like I said, I don't want Faces of the Old Ones in our deck. And so picking up a good early game combat trick with the Calling Strike seems pretty reasonable. Okay. These are all, I think, pretty good. I think we want the Iceveil Archer. The one that's really like throwing me for a loop here is the House Spider, because it's just so good at stalling the early game, but the Iceveil Archer does that as well. This can typically come down and just blank a combat and then get in a trade. So I'm pretty happy with these. There are a lot of these Freljord Noxus decks that really like Iron Ballista, but we're not in the Overwhelm deck. We can be to a degree. It kind of looks like it when we have these Ancient Yetis and Darius, but that tends to be more along the lines of playing Sejuani and Darius. So it hurts to pass on the Ballista, but I don't really want more than one Calling Strike. I'm not real high on this being a good removal spell. So let's take the Archer and the Brittle Steel. Okay, these are some units I can get behind. Definitely wanted some Trifarian Assessors and some more early game. Something I'm pretty stoked to pick up. The way our deck has panned out here, we could theoretically be taking Avarosian Outriders, but I suspect that we'll pick up a little bit more Noxus. I don't want to just like blank Noxus for the rest of the run. I think we'll be picking up a few more cards. So like if this 4 now gets up to like 8 or 9, that wouldn't surprise me, and it would make the Outriders pretty bad. So let's go ahead and snatch up this Assessor. Okay, here we can skip this middle pack. It's not good enough. We don't want these Trifarians in our deck. Then here, the Shield Breaker's pretty weak. The card I'm mostly interested in here is the Hopeful, but I think we're good to just take the Troll Chant and Wild Claw. Our top end isn't getting too far out of line. These Yetis do cheapen up a little bit. I think this will be okay. Interesting. I think we just have to go with the Iceveil Archer Brittle Steel again. I keep seeing the voices and wanting to snatch on it, but Feral Mystic is also pretty bad. Okay, well, this will have to work. I really want to be packing these Rime Tusk Shamans into our deck. I really want at least one. I wouldn't mind having 2, but I definitely want 1. Even at the cost of Icy Yeti, hopefully we can just trade him out at some point. Okay, all right, well, there's a reasonable set of units. Another Frostbite Archer with a good 3-drop. We only have 1 3-cost card in our deck. That's insane at this point. But it's getting built up to what we need. Oh man, I think we're going to have to pass on this Harsh Winds. Shatter is just so incredibly bad. It's just almost completely unplayable. And here, these are just like top-notch 1 and 2 drops. Freljord doesn't have a whole lot of good 1 and 2s, but these are just about as good as it gets, and that's what really worries me about this run, is if it goes late, we're going to be fine. We should have enough tools to just win every late game, but it's the early game that is going to be a problem, especially when we haven't seen any avalanches or ice quakes. Like, we can make ice quakes if we go 3 Trundle, but we have no AoE as our deck currently stands. Here, like, I'm not opposed to taking Entreat. Just all of these cards are bad. I don't want Shatter. I don't want 2 Icy Yetis, although that might be the play. These Trifarian Hopefuls are not good in our deck. It's just it's never bad. A 3-2 for 2 is always fine, but it's never going to be a 5 attack unit. Typically, we look at this as like, well, it's good on 2, but then it's also good on like turn 6 when, you know, playing a 5 attack unit on turn 6 for 2 mana is pretty good. But I just don't see us doing that too frequently either. So it's gonna suck it up and take the Entreat. Okay, well, what I was saying about the first Outriders doesn't really seem to be panning out. We'll never hit this over this Allegiance. We're not an Arena Battlecaster deck. We're never going wide. So we're a Freljord deck that has a that has an arena in it. Jeez. Okay, well, I mean, I think it's turned out okay. We're gonna get rid of this Apprehend. We're never gonna rally. I'm only planning on having 1 copy of Darius, and so this is just going to be an awful Guile, and Guile is just about as awful as it gets. So there's some AoE here in Ember Maiden. It's not really the deck that she wants to be in, but I think it'll be okay. Okay. Doesn't come together exactly how I wanted. Oh, I'm curious what our chances are of getting a second arena. I guess let's go fishing for epics. But I mean, if this is one of these card pools to where, because the arena is guaranteed to show up with that Darius. I don't know if it shows up with the Ash. It probably doesn't. I think it's just Fishbones that's set up like that. But I would really love to have a second arena in this deck. I'd love to have some of those Behold Trolls. I mean, I think we'd be pretty set. But nonetheless, it seems like a pretty reasonable start here. I could see an argument for getting rid of Troll Chant. We're not really going to be doing a whole lot of combating with it. Was this Soraka Aurelian Soul? Okay. Sure. Trade. That card's so bad. If you're going to make the trade here, you should have just attacked last turn.
Come hither, you beasts of glory!
Can see the Debastian border from here.
Everybody, the one attack wonders getting work done this game. The unfortunate thing here is he's probably going to drop. Well, he'd probably be playing the 5/5 one here, I guess.
United, nothing can stop us.
Didn't have one last turn. If he just straight up doesn't have a dragon here, then this is such a bad start for this guy. I can't imagine what the makeup of his hand is if he doesn't have a 3 and he didn't have a 4-cost dragon and now doesn't have a 5-cost dragon. Like, he has to have something here. Okay, guess he doesn't. Then I'm gonna get everybody in. I'm pretty willing to trade out this Sentry for. We discarded a Moondreamer? Wow. Okay. But I want to get the cycle out of this. We need something to do in our hand here pretty quick.
Alert the village!
I spilled!
Can we ramp that next turn?
Calm mind and open heart greet the night.
But when that was coming up, I would have certainly not played that Yeti.
Daylight everlasting!
We could just draw 1 off this. We don't really have the tools to just be getting a whole bunch of value out of this.
Only the finest serve. Watch, learn.
I mean, I think we're pretty good to just go ahead and snap off this voices. We'll never hit an 8-cost unit because we don't actually have any. And I don't really see a reason to just sit here and bank mana. I want to get this Rhyme Tusk Shaman down next turn. But I think we can go ahead and pop that off. We don't have any Beholds either. Sure. Just eat that? Oh, that was he had Overwhelm. Okay, I forgot. I forget that the riders dish out Overwhelm. I was like, why didn't you just block this with one of these little guys? It took me a second to. I didn't think he was actually going to have any health.
Reminds us there is always more to discover.
Winter is the Freljords' true ruler.
I want to get this down. There is a world where he doesn't attack with this Ravoon. Okay.
Devotion through battle.
I think we just need to be troll chanting here. Don't want to just be taking all of this damage.
Intruders, stay back.
Give an ally 2 health. Give an enemy -2. And it does leave us open if he does something to switch what the Rhyme Tusk Shaman is hitting. We can hit Ravoon with Brittle Steels now. Although they're more and more looking like they're just going to be to protect us from the Zeebles. We just want to get our 2 big boys online. Do what we can with Brittle Steel. I can't imagine he's going to have the time to sit around and try to Soraka back a Ravoon when he's sitting at 5 health. But smashing off our Wild Claw certainly helps that put that plan into fruition.
Shatter them!
We just want to hit with everything. I'm not super worried about losing these at this stage of the game.
You are better than this.
Like the thing with this is I guess this could be bad. If he preemptively blessing a Targon's the sneaky Zeebles, because that's the only reason we would attack with the Shaman is because we have Brittle Steel. And so if he actually, okay, didn't do it. Let's say if he goes ahead and gives that the 2 health so we can't Brittle Steel it, then that would have been a real effing problem. Yeah, should have done that before. Okay, so he didn't bamboozle us, thank goodness.
Ice runs in our veins. She was born from the mountain.
We're just building up to a big open here. We're gonna pop this Ravoon with a Calling Strike, just do whatever blocking it takes to not die, and then should be able to open kill him next turn. Okay.
Everlasting.
Seems okay. The big thing to worry about here would be is if he has the whatever the gain star healing, star shaping, whatever the 7-cost invoke gain a bunch of life thing is. Be a bit of a problem.
This is our home.
Doesn't seem to be given up just yet, so we may not have it here. He has some big booties he can put in front of our units. Play there's the star shaping. Okay. Don't think we can afford to lose our Yeti. I'm just gonna go ahead and harsh winds. Like as it stands, if he plays a big boy, we can Ice Veil Archer it. I just don't think we're at a spot to lose this one.
The summit's final trial.
The journey is difficult.
Got it.
These will protect you. Ice runs in our veins.
Your dad, he's still got well, one of his invokes was this. He does have a 7+ cost invoke because he just played that
You
thing.
leave me no choice.
Okay.
They say these were from the Protector himself. Take heart.
Worry about these enraged Yetis. I guess we don't have a lot of better draws anyways, but doesn't feel like something I want to be like drawing right now. Weird to see these come down. He does. I mean, he has that expensive invoke in his hand, whatever that would have been. Oh, the Mind Splitter. Fucking A. That's not even his invoke. He's got another just giant dude in his hand. Okay. I don't know if we can beat that. Looking at the contents of our deck, we don't have a whole lot left. We need to be drawing Darius like right now. That wasn't Darius.
The stories were true.
Can get reasonable value blocks with these. I don't. Okay. So, why would he pick these two? Like, this one makes sense. Why would he pick our 4/3? Oh, because these are stunned. That makes sense. Alright, I mean, we have some time. Isn't a fantastic spot by any means, but
Shape the skies and mold the earth.
can he just open kill us? I didn't do the mathematics there. It looks like he can. Okay. Feels aggressive.
A true Freljordian welcome.
This one has overwhelm. Can't forget that. I think it's okay. There's if he has a blessing of Targon, he has it. He shouldn't. He has another celestial card in his hand. So what's this thing with celestial? Okay.
King of Trolls coming through.
Alrighty, let's see.
Proud
Oh,
warriors.
I guess he doesn't have another celestial. How did he... Did I just lose track? Oh, is that... Or is that thing of Behold or a dragon?
Shiver in your boots. You're in my kingdom now.
Okay, then he has... Let's see what he adds. It's unfortunate. Let's say he has to block our Trundle with this, or he just loses. Now he has another blocker for it.
In the sky.
I think we have to play Yeti to make him just block with everything. Oh, no, we can't even... We can do this.
It can't be.
Faraway worlds, galaxies, all
Okay,
connected.
so he's got Aurelian Soul. What happens if we attack with everything? I think we have to attack with everything. But then one of our attacks has to be hooking this so we don't lose any of our other units. Well, if we hook this, and then let's say he puts this here, this here, then it would be this thing here. I think that has to be okay.
Arrows at the ready. I'm through waiting.
Can't hook Mind Splitter with this. I don't think that feels right.
Get ready for
Right, we can't actually attack with Ice Pillar.
Come on, chase!
No mercy for heretics.
What can we draw to get us out of this one, boys? I don't think we have it, but we'll see. We'll see.
They walked around.
I have a feeling he's not just going to open on us, so we have a chance. Throw up the meme from Dumb and Dumber. Oh, that's it. That's it. If he doesn't open on us, if he just plays Aurelian Soul to be cute. All right, still in it.
Hello, Runeterra. Let's rock.
But I don't exactly know how we win it from here, but that's unfortunate because Darius can't win through Aurelian Soul.
Now they'll pay attention. Knocked and ready.
Damn. We could have still won with Ember Maiden. We're too far out now. These cards do anything. But I mean, he's good. He's been giving us opportunities, and so. Hang on, the Trundle still wins. Oh my gosh, this Trundle still wins the game. Right? When he attacks, he's going to be a 7 attack.
Smashing.
Oh no, he has Aurelian Soul. Shit. Oh, it doesn't matter anyways. Oh, it's for each card you behold. Okay.
Bow. Kings can't
So
lose.
close. That's too bad. Alright, what do we want to pick up here? We don't want Shunpo. I really don't want Legion Saboteur. We're not that kind of aggro deck. I could get behind having Flash Freeze. We have a reasonable number of combos with it. I don't know. Ember Maiden just plays like the early games where we're weak. I just don't think we need the Flash Freeze here. Like if we're playing Ash, I'd be okay with it. But I don't think we ever plan on picking up more Ashes. I think we just want to be a Trundle deck. Let's hang on to that. Oh, what a savage Winter Wounds. It's probably appropriate for the Phil Hellmuth quote of a lifetime that if luck wasn't involved, I would win every time. As you say, when your opponent gives you like 6 free turns, it's never what you did. You never could have done anything differently, especially when they're at 1 and we could have really played our early game differently. I think it was luck. It was luck as well. Okay. Cool. Yeti's always a great pickup. This is a deck that Avalanche should be reasonably good against. The Piltover side and Bilgewater both have a lot of cheap plays that you can just get with Avalanche. We can wait. We can bank. We don't have to just drop this guy right away. Let's keep passing. Now that we've drawn the voices as well. This is a play on turn 5, so it would be a bit of time before we can try to pull that off. But let's run it out. If he's got a spell, he's got a spell. Okay. Add this, then we're just going to play into voices next turn.
We playing bilge rules, son?
Okay, we're still building up to a reasonable Avalanche.
I don't change fate,
Sure.
but I can see it.
I am the great Marvolio!
Sure, still building up to a great Avalanche. Let's just do this. I want him to attack with this. I want him to think, to know that we're out of mana and think that we don't have a play coming up. Oh.
Clap harder!
Where are you, spirit?
Dame. Alright, well, let's at least put the damage down here, so if he has a spell in response to our Avalanche, that it should still kill his Assembly Bot. Now we just have, like, no follow-up. That's painful. Maybe that was a little greedy when we're sitting on these brittle steels, but we went for the bait and didn't get the one I wanted, and so kind of is what it is. Very reasonable chance this thing survives. But I don't think we'll ever get a better Avalanche than this, just clearing out 2 units. Yep. I mean, that's fine with me. I'm not super worried about this Assembly Bot. Catching a Mystic Shot to face instead of a unit's pretty good for us. Although he does have the largest hand 2020, and so that's...
Officer J.S. Hawklaw, Unit 6. These old eyes still see far and clear.
Happy to do whatever's needed.
And we'll pass. I don't want to be making any trades here. We need to take back over the board.
Don't blink, or you'll miss me.
The trolls are going to war!
Alright, seems good now. We have a pretty easy path to flipping our Trundle and then dropping an Assessor to picking up some more cards. Especially when we're about to max out on mana. I think this is okay. His attacks here still don't look spectacular.
Right?
Look out for Reavers!
We have protection for Trundle, so let's just go ahead and put him in front of a 3.
You got a problem?
Okay, so we need to give something -2 attack. Ezreal will be... Oh, he can't. No, he can't Mystic Shot, so let's just... Oh, give an ally 0-2. Sure, give an enemy -2. Don't need to do Ezreal because he can't play his Mystic Shot. Okay.
Nailed it.
Alright, I'm good to go ahead and Open Hawk. I don't think we need to bank mana here.
You're in troll lands now. You're in my kingdom now.
The Troll lands and his kingdom. Same place. Same place.
Bring
I think
me the
we're about to go
calm of an
big here.
ice-shrouded world.
Crush him.
Not quite to the point to where we can just hook his Rhyme Tusk Shaman because it's his most powerful unit.
Ah, my meat shield.
Right, seems good for us. Slotbot does not worry me whatsoever. I mean,
I'll knock him dead.
what to do this? I'm planning on just playing Ember Maiden here.
Get ready for a beatdown.
This is, you know, we can clean this up. I mean, he's probably blocking with these
Sure,
1
boss.
health units, but if he doesn't, then that's fantastic for us.
Stay back. Save the homestead.
Good game.
Okay, as long as we don't get burnt out, we should be okay. It's minor scary by adding Ember Maiden to the board, but I mean, we still have a Brittle Steel for this Ezreal. Should we need to prevent that Mystic Shot from happening, I think we're okay here.
The frost reveals all to me.
Unseemly.
Okay, so we have to Harsh Winds. Can't be getting cute with this Alpha Wild Claw.
It's not bragging if you can back it up.
Sure. Okay.
Packed him good.
Sure. We can't open kill him. We aren't quite big enough to pull that off.
Sends chills up my spine.
This might be enough.
Keep up, keep up.
We can't do this right. Yeah.
Smashing.
Watch, learn.
Let's take the most health out we
This
can.
is
So we'll
gonna
have
be fun.
at least 8 Overwhelm coming at him. You can only put a touch of health in front. But if he just lets
can't
this
do
3
this.
dies, I think
Best
we're
run
okay. I
while
think
you
he has to
can.
block with everything. No, he doesn't have to block with this. That might have been our mistake here.
You're between me and glory.
Bitter cold.
Why are you here?
Oh, we messed that up, didn't we? Well, we can, I mean, we can troll chain out of it, but...
Take forever, why don't you?
Oh, no. Oh, my God. And he hit our unit. Okay, well, we can survive. Can we survive Ezreal? Oh, gosh. Did we punt this? No, I think this was fine. What do we have another answer to this thing? We can brittle steel his Ezreal. Okay, so I don't think we're dead. Okay.
Try again.
As it stands, we go to 1. I'm certainly not happy about going to 1 against this deck, but all right.
Grow up big and strong, like a troll!
Okay, all right. Let's clench those butt cheeks and see if this is going to be a short run or not.
Watch and learn.
Give an ally 2. Give an enemy -2. Okay. Nothing. 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 All right. All right.
Took the bait.
Took the bait. That's right. See if we can do it. See if we can do it. Nothing in our deck that gets him out of it. Okay. Okay. Let me double check. I gotta keep looking. Nothing from our deck can... Oh. Okay.
Charged.
What a fucking slow roll. Alright.
I demand a rematch!
Worse than getting emoted. But, I mean, that was not a successful run, but I think I'm happy with how this pool pans out. I would be interested to know if, you know, I was really just wanting to try the arena. You could see there, you know, what's supposed to be happening with this. Like if you have a Rhyme Test Shaman in an arena, that's pretty good. You know, just kind of the idea being it's that we're going to just murder whatever our opponent's weakest unit is, and our opponent's, you know, weakest unit may be their best unit if it's with Rhyme Tusk Shaman, or, you know, we're able to frostbite their other smaller units down. So we didn't ultimately have a super successful run, and I wish we would have gotten a more chance to try out the arena. But you know, sometimes you get 0s, sometimes you get 7s, and this was a 0. But you know, I am cool with how the idea of this came about. This Trundle pairing was okay. You know, we didn't pick up any beholdable cards for this. We didn't see a lot of the behold mechanic even show up. I think we just saw one of the 3/5 troll. We didn't see any of the big 8-cost troll. We didn't see any battle furies, and so, you know, our only ways to actually behold were Voices of the Old Ones and Trundle himself, which is fine. He was still good enough on his own. Excuse me. It was just kind of an unfortunate run, and so you know, I don't think this run, you know, success-wise, it didn't turn out that great. Learning-wise, I think it did. I've never quite used these the 5 costs out of Freljord paired up with the Noxus things, be it what's he called, the Trifarian Assessor, or with the Reckoning, if you do manage to find Reckoning. And so I do think they pair up pretty well, and I am kind of interested to see, you know, what else we can pull off out of this Blood and Ice card pool, but ultimately just unsuccessful here in this run. So if you find yourself with this in the future, do take note that, you know, the early game here is pretty weak. We kind of went out of our way to pick up a bunch of Frostbite Archers and Omen Hawks, and so that's going to be the big thing to look out for if you're trying to draft this in the future, is making sure you just don't get overran in the first game. That's kind of what happened to us against the Bilgewater opponent. Maybe we got a little spewy. We made some plays that that didn't pan out. But, you know, getting overran is most certainly this deck's biggest weakness. So, you know, make sure that you have early game, pick up the avalanches and the ice quakes when you see them, and then the top end usually just falls into place. I was pretty happy with the top end we ended up with here. It's not, you know, out of this world epics or anything, but it's all pretty synergistic with what we're trying to pull off. But that's going to do it for today. I do think we have some rewards to click on, so we'll check this out real quick. It's at least champions for you. Can't ask for much more than that, I guess. Oh, Tom Kench. Maybe he'll show up in one of our drafts here. I still feel like he's going to be pretty powerful. But I do believe that does it. We're not getting anything out of the store. That is the run for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, learned a little something along the way. This is Free to Play Bust, and we thank you for being here.